Yeah, let's switch over to his running mate over on the defensive line, Devonte Wyatt, another really good defensive tackle. So I'll be honest, he doesn't excite me as much, but I actually have talked myself into him with one of the takes that I came up with. Also, again, he plays for Georgia. So real quick, before you hit play on his tape, I was like I said, I was listening to the Greg Cosell breakdowns. He said he had to watch the Georgia defense 8 different times and watch all of their games all the way through because you can only focus on so many people. And they have so many prospects that he had to watch all of their games through 8 different times to be able to break down everybody enough to do a full analysis, which is perfect to bring up now because we're going to shift over from this behemoth to this other first round defensive tackle on their defensive line. Imagine playing these guys in college. Let's run the tape. It's insane to watch.
It's
It
like
is
playing that
hilarious.
one AAU team that's obviously just a pipeline to like elite like high schools and colleges, and you're just like, what are we doing here?
Yeah, it's like IMG Academy playing these other schools, and you're like, wait a second, this isn't fair. Why does everyone on the team have a scholarship offer already? That's what the Georgia defense was. It was just like IMG Academy playing Bishop Sycamore 12 different times this year. All
Um,
right, so Devonte Wyatt, you're going to see some similar stuff that you saw from Jordan Davis, but I think they play in a different way. Obviously, he's not as big as Jordan Davis because no one on earth is, but he's he's more of a traditional defensive tackle. His comp was Javon Hargrave, so you can see the appeal if you're an Eagles fan. Was that Joe Burrow he just sacked right there? That's good for the trophy room. But again, look at this: shed, overpower, sack. But he's in on passing plays. Again, he's not that one trick pony, quote unquote, that Jordan Davis is, who's that human wrecking ball and has that one good thing. I think he does everything good, not great. Does that
yeah,
matter?
he's
Probably not.
probably not. Again, it's more of the Georgia thing than it is a him thing.
Yes.
So like he
Again,
wasn't in. He was regularly pulled off the field on passing downs, but it's because
mm-hmm.
he was not needed. His skill set is he's the best run defender in the draft. So his skill
Yeah.
set is run defense, and he's a note that I found was he's an asset on early downs. So like
Yeah.
again, it's more of a Georgia thing than a him thing.
Exactly. So everyone played their role so well that it ended up hurting them in the draft prospects process. So like him and Jordan Davis would force these teams in the 3rd and 14. They'd bring different guys in, and then people would say, "Well, why aren't Jordan Davis and Devonte Wyatt on the field?" Well, it's because they shed the offensive lineman and killed the running back 2 plays ago. Now you're in 2nd and 12 behind the sticks, and that's what you see on all these plays. Circle him right in the middle there, and then boom, right through. Little athletic move. That's what you like to see because that seems to be the concern with both him and Davis. Do they have that athleticism to move and be a pass rusher? So I think he has the ability to be a 3-down lineman. Again, he's not as big as Davis. He's got that more traditional defensive tackle build. Is he the next Aaron Donald? I don't think so. Is he a starting caliber defensive tackle in the NFL? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Right?
he's the Chris Olave to Jordan Davis's Jamison Williams.
Correct. That's a great way to put it. Where you're like, ooh, look at this intriguing electric guy, one of a kind. But, this is more of a traditional guy. So he's
He's not
another
going to be
one.
the cornerstone. He's probably not going to be the cornerstone of your franchise, but
No,
he's going to be that guy that's on your line for
6 years.
5 to 8,
Yeah.
6 years, whatever, and you're never going to be upset about him.
Yeah, you're going to be like, oh, yeah, that's an automatic. We're picking up the 5th-year option guy.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Something else you made me think of when you're talking about Jordan Davis. Can you imagine Jordan Davis on Jordan Mailata in practice?
I know. Oh, my God. Be like the 2 giants fighting,
That's so much person.
I know. Oh, my goodness.
I saw the Eagles O-line in a bar one time this year, and Jordan Mailata wasn't with him. And the only thing I thought when I was looking at this group of people was that none of these guys are the biggest guy. Like they were all mountains.
Yeah,
and
these
none of them
mountain.
were the biggest guy.
Yeah, that's such a great way of looking at it. It really is. One last thing on Devonte Wyatt. So I said he's good at everything and great, not really at anything. Good at everything, great at nothing. Not like a knock. He's just solid. That's how I felt about Derek Barnett coming out on the defensive line. I know you're shaking your head, but here's the thing: what if we get a defensive lineman that didn't have shitty, dumb penalties once or twice a game? That would work.
Other than being a moron, I wasn't upset with Derek Barnett. The biggest knock on him is that he's an idiot.
Yeah, exactly. Like if you just looked at Derek Barnett's stats, if you took a stat sheet and just looked at his first 5 years in the league and didn't have any context about who he was or what happened, you'd say, yeah, this is a solid career. Now, obviously, they play two different positions, defensive end versus defensive tackle. But that is how you felt about the Derek Barnett coming out there. Like he doesn't really have a go-to move. He's not really like the most explosive. He's not the most powerful, but he is explosive, powerful, and fast. Like he's good at all those things, but he doesn't excel at anything in particular. So
Yeah,
maybe
and
I'll take that without the penalties.
so the Chiefs are kind of, speaking of players being dumb. So he has a domestic on him. He got in a little bit of trouble. Doesn't mean any. I don't know if it says anything about his on-field play, but the Chiefs took a meeting with him, and they're pretty famous for not having those meetings tip their hand on what they're going to do. But people seem to think that the Chiefs meeting with him mean that they are very interested. And I don't know, if the Chiefs want a guy, I want that guy.
Don't I say that all the time? There's certain teams where if they want the guy, I want the guy. If the Ravens want the guy, I want the guy. If the Chiefs want the guy, give me the guy. That's what I do.
Yeah, whoever the Ravens are looking at 14 will just trade up to 13 and take that guy.
Yeah,
first.
yes, thank you. Just get the intel on who the Ravens are taking in 14 and trade up to 13 and make it freaking happen. I agree. 1,000%.
Last thing on Devonte Wyatt, his draft prop is 29.5, which is right around where the Chiefs are. So I think they're very interested in this guy, which again, go trade down to whatever right before the Chiefs and pick him.
Mm-hmm. Get yourself to 23, 24, have a little cushion and get a pick in the process. You can move up and get Jaquan Brisker, and we all go home happy.